my name is Rebecca Sanow, and I live in Poinet, Wisconsin. And I have a husband of 15 years, and we have two beautiful children. We have a boy and a girl. And just to make it funny, we always want the boy first and then the girl, right? Because we want to protect the girl, whatever. But, so then I was like, why did I have the girl first? Well, once they get older, you start understanding why. Because she's the alpha one. He's the wussy one. And I'm like, that's why we had the girl first. Because it wouldn't have worked the other way around. No, but I have two beautiful children. We live in Poinet, Wisconsin. Like I said, we've been here for 10 years. Grew up in Madison, though, locally. And we found out that I have a chronic illness after my daughter was born. It's a form of MS. And it was tough, to say the least, to get a diagnosis like that. We didn't know, what it was or what to do with it or whatnot. Anyways, it was a long journey, but I still kept fighting. I still kept going. I still worked. I went through a lot of therapy. And even though that I'm sick myself, and I have my good days and I have my bad days, that I still help people, which is amazing. I mean, I'm sick myself and I get this, you don't understand. And I'm like, I think I do. I'm like, my hurts just as much as yours, but I keep pushing myself. And I think that's one thing. I told my doctor, I said, this will not kill me. I will kill it before it kills me. Like, I am just that kind of girl. Like, I'm going back to work. I am doing this. Like, whether I have my bad days or good days, you'll hear about my bad days, trust me. But I still go through them. I still do what I need to do. I still went back to school to be a nurse. It didn't stop me. But you will see that I do have ups and downs, bad days, good days, with the disease. And my kids have grown up with it also. So they understand when mommy's not quite herself. Because I'm the fun one, the loud one. We go places, we do things. Dad's more of the kind of boring one. So they're always like, go ask mom, whatever. But, then I have my limits. And so, even though that I'm diagnosed with something, and that's something special to my heart, that once I get to where I want to be, I want to start another charity for that. Because not a lot of people know about the disease, and it's a chronic one. It will never go away. And it sucks, to have it. But you fight every day. You keep fighting. And I think, again, that plays into what I do. Fight, work on it. There's ways of getting, past stuff. And I think that just made me bigger and stronger, like as far as like who I am. And so, and then even being in nursing is hard. And so, that kills your back in general. Like they say, once you become a nurse, you have no back left. Like gone. And I'm like, mine's already gone. So like, I don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? But whatever. I try to make jokes out of it because there's nothing else to do but, like, this is just me. This is who I am because, I have this crazy chronic disease and I'm a medium. I mean, like, people are like, are you, like, nuts? Or are you no, honey, I'm not. I'm the real deal. I mean, everything, it's just fun. I can play around with it. It is my life, though. It does control some of what I can and cannot do. unfortunately. But living with it for 12 years, I want to bring more awareness to it because not a lot of people understand it. It is neurological, and so it affects every part of your top to bottom because we're made of nerves, and so when it affects your nerves, you're nervous Willie, like you're just um so I've been through a lot in that, but it still hasn't stopped me as being my person, as being me. It'll never hold me back. It will never stop me from doing what I want to do. Um, and so, um, when I started the hospital, I met my husband, and then we started having our two beautiful children, and we actually had our life there at UW, and I chose to leave to go on and do bigger and better things and help people in different ways as a nurse. My husband stayed there, and now he's a supervisor there. And so we have our life at UW. And that is, like I said, one of our passions is becoming a partner of hope, dealing with that. They've done a lot for us with my disease, worked with us, with our kids. They've seen us grow as a family. So we really have a really good passion for UW. And so yeah, so that's where my life just, took off. And then again, I was a nurse for a long time. And then this medium stuff came through. And this is just my journey. This is just my path. This is where I need to be at this moment. And so it's getting harder and harder for me to be a nurse. I told you that because everything I do, I read. I can't nurse and read. So, and so reading right now is what we are set out to do. And so I have to just kind of step back from nursing for a while and do what God, or what I believe is my path in life is to go out and reach and help people and read and make people better and heal and etc. So again, we just I don't want people to go through what I went through. The illness, death, I've been through it. I guess my whole life. I've had family members that have died of alcohol and drug addiction. And my dad, is going through PTSD. He's dying, from that. So I have a lot of background myself. So when people come to me with stuff, it's not a big deal because I've been there, done that. Like I said again, I just wish there was somebody there for me when I was going through it. And that's why I'm so passionate and I want to help people so they don't have to go through what I went through. I've always been a free spirit, like a bird almost. I just flew through life. Like, I never really questioned anything. Yeah, did I have my ups and downs like everyone else? Of course. And you always ask why? Why me? Why am I going through, that kind of stuff. But in general, I've always loved people. And death never really, it kind of interested me more than scared me. And I see this in my big group readings. I was in the first grade and I had a little girl, a neighbor, that was a little bit younger than me. And she had cancer, honey. She had leukemia. But I played with her like she had nothing wrong with her. Her hair was falling out, didn't even, and I used to go to like appointments with her and all that stuff and see the horrible things that she went through. When she started to pass away, I laid in bed with her. It was Christmas Eve. And we threw her the biggest, like, bash. And I laid in her bed. And she just looked at me and she said, you know, am I going to die? And, of course, I didn't know back then, you know, whatever. It was just the most peaceful thing that I went through. And I was only in the first grade, so, you know, I didn't have a whole lot of time in that frame. But still, the first grade, it didn't bother me, you know. And so just things like that through life. And I always wanted to help people. And with me, I'm an old soul. So I kind of already, in my journey, I've learned that I've already been there, done that. So I'm a little bit more intuitive, you know, to channel those kind of things. And I think after that I've learned. And when I got my own psychic, I asked her, I'm like, am I just seeing these things? Because some people do see them. Or is it something more? And she's like, no, actually, honey, you're actually a medium and because I thought it was a psychic first. And then she's like, no, actually, honey, you're a medium and you are a psychic. You just tap in more to your medium than you do your psychic. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, like, really? And so with me being a nurse and having, you know, to do that, I focused on that for, you know, many years. And then my psychic and my medium stuff just started getting more powerful. And so my psychic would help me go through that. We went through it spiritually. I went through it mentally. I really put a lot of work into it to see if this is what I was meant to do. Because I didn't want to just come out and be like, I'm a medium. I really wanted to know this is what my calling was. This is what I was meant to do. And absolutely. And so now that it got so strong, that's when we started our business. I'm like, because in grocery stores it would come out. You know, everywhere I went, I would read people. At least one, you know, out of a group. And so then some people contacted me. We started our business out of Chicago. And it, you know, it's not easy, you know, to build a clientele because you're a medium, you know. But as we got, you know, as I got more and more and more, people started seeing that I was different. I'm not that normal medium. I'm not that normal person. I'm just very outgoing, loving, understanding. I've been through a lot myself. And so I can relate to the people that are going through those kind of deaths. And today, those deaths are very hard. There's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of I don't understand. There's a lot of whys. There's a lot of unexpectedly, per se. I'll just say it unexpectedly. I help those people get through. And that's what we're out to do. So, like, I am out to use my gift to help these people around the world to help come to a thing with death and beyond, so people can get through that. And then the psychic part is like, yes, honey, you can make it. This is what your future looks like. It is going to be bigger, better, and I just lead them to where that they need to go and where they need to be. I always wanted to be in the medical field somehow. I knew I did not want to be a nurse. My big thing, my big pet peeve is that I'm a follower, not a leader. I know they need a lot of nurses right now. don't care. I do what I do as a nurse right now, but I didn't follow that education like other nurses would go get their PhD, go on and so forth. I just say, good for you. Good luck. I've always been a leader, never a follower. I teach my kids the same thing. Use your passion, but in this world today, there's so many other elements that you can do. You can be a nurse, but be a different nurse. You don't have to follow that path that everyone's following. It's like a chain. It drives me crazy. I say it all the time. They're like, I passed my bar. I'm like, good for you. But anyways, so I always wanted to help people in that, but I just didn't know where. So back in 2003, I started at UW Hospital. And that's where my life began. I met my husband there. We worked in the OR. We helped with surgeries. So a lot of our patients were under. So I didn't have a lot of communication with them. We work with like the instruments, the tools, the things, trauma. We get everything ready for surgery. And as I got a little bit older, I was like, I want to help people that actually are breathing, not under. So I went back to school after my kids were born and I became a nurse. And I loved it. It came real easy to me. And so then, my medium stuff started happening. So I've been in the medical field since 2003. I graduated from Monona Grove. And back in, whatever. But yeah, so I graduated. I lived in Monona and Madison my whole life. And, but then in my 20s, we do what we do in our 20s. And so about, in my later 20s, that's when I started the medical field. So I've always been in the medical field. I've always helped people in so many ways, in different ways. I've been in the hospital for 10 years. And then now I'm currently at St. Mary's. But we are a facility that people go to after. And so we do I'm afloat. So I just do all kinds of nursing. But now that my medium stuff is coming through, that's eventually going to come to an end. So, yeah. So it's been a long road. But the UW is very good to us. I want to become a partner in hope. And one of our biggest charities that I feel we want to do a lot of charity work. We love UW Hospital, Children's Hospital. They do so much. And I love St. Jude. And so one of our missions too is that I want to do a lot of charity work. I want to do a lot of readings for big people, big crowds. And I want to raise money for those, especially children, because they can't do walks. They can't do these things. They're stuck in a hospital. We need the adults to come together and make that happen. The little kids can't do that. And I have such a passion for them and what they're going through. I want to meet them. I want to reach out to them. I want to go see them. I am so passionate about that. And which is interesting is that they're in a hospital, which my other passion is. But then my medium stuff comes in and I can help them and their families heal. So that's what, I can't stress enough. That's what we're all about, is trying to help people heal. And doing charity, I cannot wait to get out there and do as much charity work as I can, because I want to help those people that just can't. And with my gift and what I do, that's what I am out to do, is to help people. And if we can come together and do these things and use my gift, I'm all for it. We are ready to go. We're all for it. I'm all for it. I'm ready to hit the road. Let's go do this. It's time. We started this business, I would say, a little over 3 years ago. I was stuck, trying to do it all on my own. That's why I said faith. We believe in God. I always tell people that religion and spiritual are two different things. You can be religious and you can be spiritual, or you can be both. We all believe in something. We just happen to believe in God. And my kids are raised that way. That's just the way we believe in. So I was stuck. I was trying to do everything on my own. One day, just out of the blue, somebody showed up at my door. And it was a company out of Chicago. And they were like, Rebecca, you are awesome, but nobody can find you. So that's when we started. And they set up the most beautiful thing that I could never. I'm not a computer person. I'm a medium and a psychic, sorry. Computers are not my forte. But so they helped me thrive and get a little bit more confidence, get a little bit more, hi, I'm Rebecca, I'm a medium. You know, I was doing that before, but now I was doing it even more because people had something to look up, people had something to go off of, you know what I mean? And so we just started getting bigger and better. I did my first group reading, which was awesome, like a year ago. That was so fun. And then, so then after that, like I said, my phone rings constantly. I get them from all over. And then this number popped up and I answered it. And they were like, Rebecca, like, oh my God, like, oh, you know, and I'm like, oh. And so I'm like, okay, this sounds really awesome, you know, but I do have a manager. We did research, and between faith and what I believed in, we just went to it. This is my passion. This is where I want to go. And every single breath of me, because I'm telling you right now, I have anxiety like you would not believe. Between my anxiety and spirit, forget it. I am like all over the place. So I have people for that too. Thank God. So anyways, I took a leap of faith. And it has brought me to the most amazing, okay, this is where I'm going to need tissue. It brought me to the most amazing place in my life that I never thought could be or would be. This is what I've always wanted to do. I just didn't know how or when or what. I knew just nursing wasn't it. You know, that wasn't it was, but I had more to offer than just nursing. And by the grace of God, you know, everything just happened for me so fast that I had no other thing but to believe. You know, like my business just thrived. It just went from, you know, one spot and to another place that I never thought that we would go. And so, you know, and now we want to go out and get bigger and better and do what I in my heart wants to go and help. So that's where we are today, is that we are gonna go out and conquer the world. I said, I'm gonna take it for ever it's worth, and I'm gonna run with it. So whatever happens, I'm still gonna take it. I'm gonna run with it, and I am gonna try to help as many people as we can. What we offer, and another again, this is why we're different. When you become a client of mine, you become a client for life. And like I was telling you, honey, that people love to come to us for reinsurance, for people that have lost a loved one and whatever. But once I saw them as a person, because my heart is so big, as a person, not just somebody coming for a medium, I couldn't help myself. I'm like, I gotta do something else. This is not it. So I became a client for life. Once you become a client of mine, then you are able to text me or call me any time of the day or night. If it's nighttime, I am sleeping, but I will get a hold of you as soon as I can. Because, like I said, there's anniversaries that come up. There's their birthday that might be right around the corner. There might be just something that triggers you that day that people just can't get over. And I'm like, I gotta do something about that. So I'm like, you call me, and we'll get through this day. Like, I don't want them to just go out of my door. I don't want to forget about them. That's not where my heart is. I want them to have somebody to go to, because I've seen so many things and so many things that bad happen. And like I said, if we could save one or two, people out of this, out of my journey, out of this, then that's why I made client for life. And so, and then the services that we offer is that, the 24-hour, and that is no charge to them after they become a client. And then we have a group. So we have groups Wednesday night from 5 to 7. And that's when people can come together and talk about their experiences, talk about other people, and listen to other people. And see how they get through things. And maybe, that just is another extension to help people get through these difficult times in their life. And also we have these beautiful free candles with my logo on them, and they get a free candle too when they leave. Because, when you go to a medium, you don't go home with a shirt, a couch, something you would go shopping for, right? You get a piece of paper with a whole bunch of names and numbers on it. So my sister, she makes my own candles for me with our own logo. So you get a little bag with a little candle in it, and it's very therapeutic. So we came up with that smell. So it's very relaxing for them. And, so just something that they can kind of take home with them. And just remember us, and remember what we're all about. Not just being a medium or a psychic. It's about healing and about helping people and beyond the trauma and whatever that they have gone through. Well, first of all, we live in Poynette, Wisconsin. And when you do clients, you do them out of your home. I'm not gonna say let's go back here into my garage or whatever you call that thing where you keep your lawnmower and stuff. I don't know. I don't even know what it's called. But yeah, so you choose your home, but I feel like it's got to be your home and your business. So you got to keep it neat. You got to keep it quiet. You got to keep it in our business, my business, I should say. I want it homey. We're very country. it's very homey-like, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so, and that's what I want them to feel when they come in. They're very nervous, they're very just uneasy, and just having that ambience, I think, kind of eases everything. You know, we're not like modern where you can't feel like you don't have to sit on my chair, and we're very heartwarming, and it's a very safe place. So I of course I don't want an office space. Maybe someday down the line when I got people answering my phones or something, but you know, here. We lived here. We've been here for 10 years. My kids go to school here. I got two lovely kids, a boy and a girl. And so they go to school here. And that's another funny thing, like you said, like where I started this from. We live in what, 5,000 people, maybe? And like, whoa, like, where did she come from? You know, a little town in Poynette, right? I mean, you just can't get any better than that. But it's a really good community. And then I do go to people's houses. Like, we're having one huge group reading coming up actually on Saturday, and it's outside of Poynette. But that will be like my first big group reading where I go to their home. So we're totally excited for that because it's going to rock. But they've been waiting forever to do it. So, yeah. So that's why. I mean, it's just my home. And when they come in, I bless them like this is their comfort place. This is where their safe haven is. This is where they can talk and open up and just, and another thing, like when we went back quick about our services is that my readings tend to go longer because I am both, and then I stopped charging at the spiritual healing. I don't charge after that. So they came to me for a medium and a psychic. The spiritual healing part is just something we offer. And so I stopped the clock after that. I don't charge for that. So we'll sit here and talk for another 2 hours. Because, you know, that's just who I am. And they don't want to leave. You know, they're so comfortable. They're like, you know, they lay back, but that's what I want. You know, that is what we are. Like, as a family, a person, my kids are the same way. We're just a very loving, caring, I'm here for you, hear what you gotta say. And like I said, some are very simple and some aren't. So it just all depends. You know, some need a little bit more extra, you know, whatever. And some people can get their reading and get their candle and be okay. But yeah, no, this is where we live. This is our business. And then this is just where they come. Or, you know, like I said on Saturday, you know, we can go to them if they can. And that's why we're going to start traveling, because a lot of people don't have the money, have the resources, have the stuff to come see somebody like me that might need me. I'm very straightforward. I am. That's what they came to see me for. That's what they want to hear. Some people don't want to hear. I'll tell them there's some bad things that might come up, you know, that you might not want to hear or relive, or, you know what I mean? But that's just part of what I do. There is a lot of good things, but then there's some things that do come up. The only thing that I get asked is, do you tell people if they're going to die? Absolutely not. I can pick up on cancer. Are they going to be okay? Is it going to come back? You know, I had this kind of cancer. I'm afraid, you know, will it come back? Those things I can pick up on. I'll tell them right away, yes or no. And I'll be like, yes, but they'll take it out. You'll be fine. You know, those things I can pick up on. But as far as death, like I said, religious, there's a higher power. There's somebody up there. I'm just God's tool. I do God's work for him down here that he can't do. But as far as like people's beliefs, and like I say beliefs because we believe in God, other people believe in other things. So whatever you believe in, wherever they go, I am not that person to say that. I'm not. I'll just say like, for an example, quick, I said this on, again, earlier that we were in Florida and we were in the airport waiting to come home. And of course, my flight was delayed, of course, because it was me. So we're sitting there, the kids are eating a snack, and this lady's eating her lunch, and she's sitting kind of diagonally from me. And I almost had a panic attack. No, I did have a panic attack, but I was ready to throw up, like bad. And she was eating her lunch, waiting for her flight. And I'm like, God, do I interrupt her because she's eating lunch? Whatever. And I just told Shane, I was like, if I don't do this, I'm going to collapse. So I went over there and I was like, honey, there is something wrong with your sister. And I was like in her brain, like there's something going on that you need to, and she's like, yeah, we're trying to get home to her. They keep saying it's an ear infection. And it was a brain clot, honey, in her brain, like above her ear. And she's like, we're trying to get home to her. And so there's things like that I can pick up. But other than that, like when people say they're gonna die, I'm like, but, that is like one thing that I don't go there. Like, I'll say, yeah, honey, they're kind of declining, and then stuff will come up. Like, maybe you should do some of these things, get your stuff out, just in case, But no, I am not that person to tell them your life is just going to come to an end tomorrow. No, I don't know that, honey. That's for somebody else to judge. I'm just different in general. And people feel that. Like you said, when you walk through the door, like people just feel that. And I love that about myself. Like people are just like all about, I don't know. But as far as my medium stuff goes, I want to do readings still in my home. I do group readings outside. I want to reach my community, help my community, do those things. But we also want to go to state and just reach out to people that may not think this way. I might need somebody else than Rebecca, or, just the medium, or, somebody else. Because when they think medium, they just think, somebody that have passed away, or a psychic, like, where's my life going? Where's my dumb, boyfriend? And, all those stupid, dumb questions that they want to know, right? We're not out to do that. I'm out to use my gift to help people heal and overcome tragedy. And there's so much tragedy out there today that I'm going to use my gift to help people, do a lot of charities, get people, reach out to them, give them a hug, let them hold my hand. I want to reach as many people as we can to help them heal in the time of need. So we want to go bigger and better and beyond just having readings in my home. We want to go out and reach out to those people. We want to go out and tell them, I'm going to be here for this, period of time. A lot of people just don't have the time, the money, that, all that to come see somebody. Or they don't think that they need somebody like, me. And I'm not a psychiatrist, but with my gift, I can help them overcome, talk to the loved ones, and then tell them what is coming up in their future and what they should do or change something or go do something else. Like, I'll tell people flat out, you shouldn't be here. They're looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, no, you need to be over there. Like, what are you doing here? Like, I just flat out tell them. Like, this. And they're like, this one girl, I was like, what are you doing here? And she's like, working, dummy. Like, what do you think? I'm just like, honey, you need to be in, for people that deal with, again, problems, but in a home, like a group home. And she's like, oh my God, Rebecca, she's like, I got 6 weeks away from graduating. Am I really making you that?
No.
I was going to say, oh my God.
No.
Okay, thank God. But no, and she's like, I am like 6 credits away. And I'm like, you need to go get them. It's your time. Your kids are grown, gone, go. You don't need to be here. And she's like, oh my God. So I will tell people just flat out everywhere. Like, this one lady, I walk into work and she's like, what are you doing here? Because she knows I'm a medium and I do all this stuff. I said, I'm the one supposed to be here. You're the one that's supposed to be at the UW. I said, I told you that 6 months ago. I said, what are you doing here? So I said, what you waiting for? Like, they're waiting for you. Like, you got big things happening. You're still here. So, like, don't ask me what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Like, so, yeah, I mean, that's what separates us, from other companies. Like, I'm just me. I'm very open, just very funny, but very serious. When it comes to spirit and stuff, don't bother me because, like, I'm all about it. And that's just, like, when I do my podcast, I'm so focused on what I'm doing that, Chris will make jokes. I'll go right over him. Because I'm not even in that mode. And he's like, ha, ha, ha. And I'm like, what is he laughing at? You know what I mean? And then, because he's like, I really like your name. Welcome to the Medium. And he's like, are you, whoever sings Welcome to the Jungle? And I'm like, I didn't think of that until like 3 days later. I was like, Chris, like, you can't do this to me. Like, I am so focused on, like, what I'm, out to do. And then he throws these little things in there. And I'm like, I feel so stupid because for one, I didn't catch it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I like my name, too. Like, And, he's like, are you a Guns N' Roses fan or whatever? And I'm like, well, back in the 80s, maybe. But, and then I don't catch it. And then I'm like, well, Don, welcome to the Medium, welcome to the jungle, whatever. So he'll throw in little stuff. But, like, if I go into a grocery store, I will feel spirit right away. I'll tell my kids, go find something to do. Go get a free cookie. Go get something because mommy is about to read. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yes, And eventually I will do it and then, move on. But, yeah. It's very interesting, I'm just that kind of person. And like, I'll be in the grocery store and 10 people will be following me like in the back, like we got a train going on. They're like, Rebecca, like what's going on today? Like, oh, what's gonna, I'm like, oh my God, I can't even go to the Pig. Oh, the Pig is the grocery store, by the way. Like what? But yeah, no. And it's getting worse. Like, every time I go out, people are like, that's that girl that can read. They're like, they're starting to talk underneath their breath and stuff. But no, we are. We're a very loving family. My kids were raised, me being a medium. They know that mommy is not playing when it comes to spirit because spirit takes a lot to come through. And it's your emotions, honey, and theirs. It's not nothing to play with. So when I'm in that mode, I don't want to hear nothing but what's coming through. And that gives respect to spirit and the person I'm talking to and their family. So that's their time. And so I don't like any like none. Just be quiet. Like my husband, be quiet. Like, and let me do what I need to do, and then I'm okay. So yeah, we're just very, and when people get readings, they feel that. And, especially when they walk in and when they leave, it's just amazing. My mom right now is my biggest fan because, and she has been through all of this. And so if any mentor that I have would be her, because she got me, she gets me. And so not only as a person, because, of course she's my mom. And then second of all, she gets, and she's seen what I do as a medium. Me. My business was all me. Nobody came up to me. Nobody threw me somewhere. Nobody, it just all happened, honey, for a reason, I believe. I mean, we believe, I believe things happen for a reason. And things just happen really fast for me. And so there's a reason for this. What that reason is, I can't tell you, honey, right at this minute, but I know it's gonna go somewhere. And I'm okay with that. Like, you know, um, I just want people to understand that we are kind of a different medium and a psychic compared to other people. That is my biggest thing. I talk about it I can't talk about it enough. Like how different we are in what we want to do with this. Um, and it's a passion of mine. Before it was just having readings, not gonna lie. You know what I mean? But then as I saw people as people and what they really are going through, I had to change the whole script. I was like, Rebecca, you have to do something more than just read people. Like, you are that person. I have that personality, that thing, that aura, that whole thing that people just are attracted to, like, for some reason or another. And like I said, they'll talk to me for hours. And this lady wrote a blog on what she experienced. And it's a whole page. Like, I'm blind as a bat without my glasses on. And I went to the computer. I'm like, go grab my glasses, because it kept going and going. But she actually wrote it down before she said it. And she said it from beginning to end. And I can't say it any better than she did. That's what we're about. That's what we're here to do, is to help people overcome things. Like, and I had a best friend that died. My best friend died. She might be on the refrigerator. I actually had a stroke back in 2012. And it was hard. For 3 years, I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything. I went into a coma for a month and a half. It was very hard for us. It was hard I didn't even know what a check was. And I just wish somebody would have been there for me. Because I got the phone call saying, Shanta died. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I was just with her. I knew she was sick because I'm a nurse in the way I looked at her. But long story short, I was like, what are you talking about? I called the hospital right away. I was like, is this a joke? And they're like, no, honey, it's not a joke. And I said, if I go up there, I'm going to flip out. So they wouldn't let me go see her. They actually put my name down and said, you cannot go see her because they don't want me flipping out. And I didn't even go to her funeral. I was stuck. I was stuck in a chair for months. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. I think my kids, my husband, everything kept me alive. But I just wish that somebody would have been there for me other than therapy. Because I don't want somebody to go through what I went through. It was very hard for me to go through, and it almost ended me. And so after I got done with my stroke, and I came to realize that I could actually function and do tasks and do things that I used to do, I went right back to work right away. I was back to work a week later. Asked my husband. He's like, you're crazy. I'm like, nope, I gotta work. So I was back to nursing. As soon as I could feel that I was okay to take care of somebody else. You know what I mean? So I don't want people to do and go through what I went through. So that I had to do something other than just read. And that's what we're out to do, just to help people get through stuff like that. And she died not in a good way. And so it was very hard for me. And still is to this day, yeah. So I never thought that this is where I would be. Never thought in a million years. I know I always wanted to help people, like I said. I didn't know this is how I was going to do it, but I'm glad. I can't think of any better, awesomest way to help people in general. And it's so funny, like I told you, people follow me everywhere. It's almost not realistic. It's just like, what? I mean, like, I go to the grocery store, I don't come out for like 4 hours later. Like, my ice cream's already melted. Like, everything is just, I got to put everything back and restart again because I can't go anywhere. But that's awesome. That's what we want. That's it. This is where we want to go with it. Like, of course I want to do readings. I love group readings. I say more the better. Like, you know, some are personal. They only just want one-on-one. That's okay. But I love group readings. Like, your Grandpa Joe's going to come through, and then Aunt Lucy. And, you know, it's just fun. And, you know, some people just have those readings. And then there's those real personal ones. And some people are really hard to read, you know, because they're like, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not telling her anything. I am not, like for an example, I said, there's a grammar coming through. They're like, nope, didn't have one that passed away. No, don't know. And then they're like, well, I had one that passed away, but I never met her. I'm like, you have a grandma. Like, she sees you. You just don't see her. You know what I mean? So it's like she's talking to me like you have a grandma somewhere, And another thing is that I'm trying to teach people is that try to think outside of the box. Like, you did a great job in your reading today because you were like, well, I have a great, great, great uncle. And that's something, honey, that people just don't do. They're like the mom, the dad, the brother, the sister, the dog. That's it. Like, they don't think your whole history. And when growing up, you know what I mean? You just like, boom, boom, boom. I was like, yes, these are the kind of readings that I like, But, and then there's those, difficult ones. But the difficult ones, the people that come here for a reading, good. You know, they got what they came here for. They don't need that extra healing or whatever, and that's okay. They came and got what they needed, and they can go on. But then I saw so many that were not okay still. And so I was like, I have to do something. And so that's when I came up the client for life. Excuse me. And then we thought, I'm like, I gotta go on the road. We gotta start reaching out to people more and more. Just, I wanna do bookings while I'm there so people can be like, oh my God, Rebecca's in town, you know? Like, we want to get out there. We want to get the message across that, like, this is, not only am I a medium and a psychic, but I'm there for them to help their families heal and get over whatever they're dealing with. I didn't think that that's what I was walking into. I just thought the medium, the psychic, whatever. But me as a person, I can't let it go. Just can't. Like, I was like, we have to do something bigger, better, do something for the world. And there is just so much going on today. Families, deaths, everything that people just need a little extra helping hand, honey. And just see it's going to be okay. And I want to be that person that just goes out there and gives them a hug, gives them hope, gives them a little something to hold on to after a tragedy. I mean, it could be anything, you know, so I want to be there. And unfortunately, we can't help, you know what I mean? But if I help like 2 out of 5, I've done what I have meant to do. And so where this takes me, I'm not quite sure, like I said, but I'm still going to run with it and do it. And that's where we're headed. So I'm ready. We're going to do it soon. We're getting that RV. We're going on town. We're going out on the road. And I want to touch as many people and as many lives and use my ability to do that.